If you're over 60, this may be one of the most important videos you watch this year. Imagine going to bed tonight, falling asleep within minutes, sleeping deeply through the night, and waking up tomorrow feeling rested instead of exhausted. For many older adults, that sounds impossible. Night after night, they lie awake staring at the ceiling. Their back feels tight, their hips ache, their mind won't slow down. They change positions again and again. Watching the clock as another hour slips away. If that sounds familiar, you're far from alone. But here's something most people never hear. Poor sleep after 60 isn't always caused by getting older. In many cases, your body simply isn't being prepared for sleep the way it once was. Over the next few minutes, I'll show you 3 gentle bedtime movements inspired by Japanese wellness principles that may help your body relax naturally before bed. They don't require expensive equipment. You don't need to be flexible. You don't even need to leave your bedroom. In fact, the final movement takes less than 1 minute to perform. Yet many older adults say it's the one they look forward to most each evening. And before we get there, I'll also show you one simple breathing technique that helps many people quiet a racing mind before they even touch the pillow. Because here's what surprised me. Many people believe they have a sleep problem, when what they really have is a body that never fully lets go of the day's tension. We'll come back to that in just a moment. First, let's understand why sleep changes after 60. Because once you understand what's happening inside your body, these gentle movements make much more sense. Many people assume that sleeping poorly is simply part of aging. But that's only part of the story. As we grow older, our muscles naturally become tighter if we spend long periods sitting. Our joints become a little stiffer. Stress accumulates more easily, and even after climbing into bed, the body often remains in a state of quiet tension. The mind wants to sleep, but the body hasn't received the signal that the day is over. That's why so many older adults say, "I'm tired, but I just can't fall asleep." Fortunately, there is good news. Around the world, cultures known for healthy aging have long emphasized gentle daily movement instead of intense exercise alone. In Japan especially, simple routines, consistency, and mindful movement have been part of everyday life for generations. While no single habit explains Japan's remarkable longevity, many of these gentle practices are designed to help the body relax instead of fight against itself. And that's exactly what today's routine is about. Not forcing sleep, helping your body become ready for it. So let's begin with the first step. It isn't a stretch at all. In fact, it may be the fastest way to tell your nervous system it's safe to rest. Let's begin with the first step. As I mentioned earlier, many people think sleep starts when you close your eyes. It doesn't. Sleep begins when your nervous system finally believes the day is over. The problem is that after years of busy schedules, stress, and rushing from one task to the next, many of us climb into bed while our bodies are still carrying the weight of the entire day. Your shoulders remain tight. Your breathing stays shallow. Your heart continues working as if it still needs to solve tomorrow's problems. Then we wonder why sleep never comes easily. That's why the first step has nothing to do with flexibility. It's about sending one simple message to your body. You can relax now. And we do that with your breathing. Find a comfortable position. You can sit on the edge of your bed, or sit comfortably in a chair with both feet resting on the floor. Allow your shoulders to soften. Place one hand on your stomach if that feels comfortable. Now breathe out slowly through your mouth for 4 seconds, then pause for 4 more seconds. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale slowly, 2, 3, 4. Pause. 2, 3, 4. There's no need to force your breathing. In fact, the quieter your breathing becomes, the more your body begins shifting away from tension and toward relaxation. Many people notice that their shoulders naturally drop after only a few slow breaths. Others notice their jaw unclenching. Some simply feel a little calmer. Those are all good signs. Now that we've begun calming the nervous system, let's gently release one of the places where stress likes to hide. Your shoulders. You might not notice it during the day, but many older adults carry tension here almost constantly. Hours of reading, watching television, looking at a phone, or simply worrying can leave the muscles around the neck and shoulders feeling tight without us realizing it. Sit comfortably. Allow your arms to rest by your sides. Now, slowly roll both shoulders backward in one large, comfortable circle. There's no need to rush. Imagine you're drawing the biggest circle you comfortably can. Repeat this 6 times. Now reverse the direction. Slowly roll them forward. Again. 6 gentle circles. As you move, try matching the motion to your breathing. Inhale as your shoulders rise. Exhale as they relax downward. Notice how different this feels compared with rushing through the movement. Remember, we're not exercising, we're unwinding. Many viewers are surprised that such a small movement can feel so relaxing. That's because you're not only loosening muscles, you're creating a bedtime signal. The more consistently you repeat this short routine each evening, the more your body begins recognizing this is the time when we prepare for sleep. And that's where the real benefit begins, because the next movement releases another area that quietly holds stress, even in people who don't realize it's there. Now that your breathing has slowed and your shoulders have begun to relax, let's move to a part of the body that quietly affects sleep more than most people realize: your hips and your lower back. If you've ever climbed into bed and spent the next 20 minutes trying to find a comfortable position, rolling from one side to the other, adjusting your pillow, stretching your legs, only to feel like nothing is quite right, there's a good chance your hips have something to do with it. Think about how much time most of us spend sitting: breakfast, driving, watching television, reading, using the computer. Even when we're relaxing, we're usually sitting. Hour after hour, the muscles around the hips gradually become tighter. The lower back begins doing work it was never meant to do, and by bedtime, your body may feel tired, but it doesn't feel comfortable. That's an important difference. Many people mistake discomfort for insomnia. Sometimes their body simply can't settle. The good news is that you don't need an intense workout to help your hips relax. You only need gentle movement. Lie comfortably on your back. Bend both knees. Place your feet flat on the bed. Now slowly allow both knees to drift a few inches toward one side, only as far as feels comfortable. Pause for a slow breath, then gently return to the center. Now let both knees drift toward the other side. Again, there's no need to force anything. Imagine your hips gently rocking from side to side, like calm waves moving across a quiet lake. Continue this slow motion for about 30 to 60 seconds. As you breathe, notice whether one side feels tighter than the other. That's perfectly normal. Our bodies are rarely perfectly balanced. The goal isn't to make both sides identical tonight. The goal is simply to give those muscles permission to soften. Many people notice something interesting after this movement. Their breathing becomes even slower without trying. Their lower back feels lighter. Their legs feel heavier against the bed. Those are wonderful signs. your body is beginning to shift into a state where sleep comes more naturally, not because you forced it, but because you've stopped asking tight muscles to stay alert. And before we move to the final stretch, there's one important thing I'd like you to remember. You don't need to perform these movements perfectly. In fact, perfection is the opposite of what we're trying to achieve. The purpose of this routine isn't to become more flexible, it's to become more relaxed. Those are two very different goals, even if your movement is small, even if your knees only move a few inches, even if you stop halfway because that's what feels comfortable. You're still giving your body exactly what it needs, because consistency always matters more than intensity. A gentle routine you enjoy doing every evening will almost always help you more than a difficult routine you give up after 3 days. And now, we're ready for my favorite movement of the entire routine. It's also the one many older adults tell me feels the most comforting. Because within just a minute, many people notice their entire body beginning to unwind. Now we've reached my favorite part of this entire routine, not because it's the most difficult, but because it's often the moment when people finally feel their entire body begin to let go. Throughout the day, your body is constantly working. Even while you're sitting, your muscles are helping you maintain balance. Your mind is processing conversations, memories, plans for tomorrow. By bedtime, you may think you're resting, but many parts of your body are still quietly working in the background. This final movement is your way of telling your entire body, the work is finished. Lie comfortably on your back. If you're already there, you're ready to begin. Stretch your arms gently overhead, only as far as feels comfortable. Allow your legs to extend naturally. Take one slow, deep breath in. As you breathe out, imagine your body becoming just a little heavier against the bed. Now gently point your toes away from you. Then slowly pull them back toward you. Repeat this 3 or 4 times. No rushing, no forcing. Just slow, comfortable movement. Next, gently circle your ankles, a few circles in one direction, then the other. Many people don't realize how much tension quietly builds in the feet and lower legs after years of walking, standing, or simply growing older. These small movements help signal that it's finally time to relax. Now let your feet rest. Allow your hands to return comfortably by your sides. Close your eyes if that feels natural. Take one more slow breath. Notice your shoulders. Notice your jaw. Notice your hands. If you feel any area holding tension, don't fight it. Simply breathe, and let that area soften a little more with each exhale. Sometimes, the greatest gift we can give our body isn't another exercise. It's permission to stop working. Many older adults tell me this is the first time all day they've taken just a few quiet minutes entirely for themselves. And perhaps that's one reason this routine feels so different. Not because it's complicated, but because it's calm. Remember, you don't have to perform these movements perfectly for them to become meaningful. Your body doesn't expect perfection. It responds to consistency. 5 peaceful minutes each evening, repeated night after night, can become something your body begins to look forward to. Think of it as creating a bedtime ritual. Just as children often sleep better with familiar bedtime routines, our bodies continue responding to routines throughout our entire lives. The more consistently you practice these gentle movements, the more familiar they become. And familiarity often creates comfort. Comfort creates relaxation. And relaxation makes restful sleep much more likely. So tonight, before you turn off the light, give yourself 5 quiet minutes. No pressure, no expectations. Just breathe, move gently, and allow your body to prepare for the rest it has earned. Final thoughts. Growing older changes many things, but it doesn't mean giving up on a good night's sleep. Sometimes the biggest improvements come from the smallest habits, repeated consistently. If you try this bedtime routine tonight, I'd genuinely love to hear how you feel. Leave a comment below and tell me your age and which movement felt the most relaxing for you. Your experience may encourage someone else who has been struggling with sleep for years. If you found today's video helpful, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to Aging Smarter. Every week, we share practical, research-informed ideas to help you stay healthier, stronger, and more independent as you grow older. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Sleep well, take good care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.